TOMz.
Alright, mzansi sanibonani salamukela futhi kwesiqepheni sanakhulu lena besiyibiza nge-teenagers on a mission. Right in SABC 1 where life and TV are uno.
And as always, namkelekile ke guys, ngibuntu wabantu lona, and this is the amazing Sia. Guys, like enough by a detective?
Yeah.
Solve crimes and mysteries. Njengabantu base CSI and Law and Order.
Yeah.
I think I have. Just I've always wanted to solve a little bit of a crime. Got you, if you're on the same page as me, you are in for a ride, Glen Kobo.
Absolutely, we're actually talking about forensic science now and how it actually really works. Now, forensic science is all about different samples coming together by an analyzer in a lab in order to solve a crime.
And you're like a field, it's very wide and it's very interesting. Then the samples can range from inwele, igazi, sand, paint, glass, you know, and it does take a little bit longer than how they show it at TV.
Yeah, I know, it tells a lot to your vision. Forensic science from to our very own South African Police Service. Are you ready? I hope that you are ready as well. Let's see what we have in store for you on today's show. The South African Police Service's Forensic Science Laboratory. Watch as a forensic artist and forensic anthropologist reconstruct a face. What are some of the different types of forensic science? When do we first start using forensic science to solve crime? What new forensic technologies will we have in the future? Take a quiz to find out if you could be a forensic detective. Well, I didn't give a fit. This is the very time where we get to interact with you guys via our social media pages. Namhlanje sinbuza into eyi-1 sithi kahle kahle yini engenza i-DNA yakho. Omunye ke siphethe oqala siphethe Amanda on Facebook uthi ke can be your saliva. Very nice. Wesibili ke siphethe uBongi uthi ke can actually be your strand of hair. Very nice, guys. Keep those comments coming in on Facebook and on Twitter. On Facebook we are www.facebook.com/TOMz, on Twitter at TOMz_SABC_1. With that being said, bafethu assignment isikole sethu
Alright guys, njengoba niyazi ngobuntu wabantu lona sithe touchdown kwaThema. Sivakashele izimisele secondary school, and right next to me is a lovely young gentleman. Njani?
Okay.
Namjaphila, mani kabla?
Kastik.
Kastik, ukhosixolela about what you think forensic science is.
Dila about ama fingerprints, izinto enjengalezi.
Science that deals with crime scenes where there's dead people, blood, footprints, fingerprints, and yeah, all sorts of stuff.
Okay, interesting. So what do you think scientists actually do?
They detect the footprints, fingerprints, and the blood they find so that they can know who killed the person or who was killed.
Okay, so why do you think it's important for us to have law forensic science?
I think it's important in order of it's like singasabi nokuthi like bane suspects in order ukuthi so wazi ukuthi like ubani vele i-real criminal like bathole ngama fingerprints wakhe and stuff.
Okay.
So that can stop more crime, especially those who commit crime.
Namhlanje ke sifunda kabanzi about the amazing world of forensic science, futhi how it actually solves ubugebengu. But before we get ahead of ourselves, maske sifunde what it actually means. You know, the term forensic science and what actually happens.
Forensic science is the application of scientific methods in the investigation of crime. Now, forensic scientists collect and analyze physical materials that can be used as evidence in a court of law. Some of the many materials that forensic scientists collect and analyze are DNA, electronics, documents, paint, glass, and explosives, amongst others. Forensic science is a very wide and diverse field made up of 5 main divisions and approximately 40 different specialized subdivisions. In 1248, Chinaman Song Chi wrote the first account of using forensic science to solve criminal cases in his book, Washing Away of Wrongs. Forensic toxicology came into being when Swedish chemist Carl Wilhelm Scheele devised a method for detecting arsenic in corpses in 1773. The first system of applying forensic anthropometry to law enforcement was developed by police officer Alfonso Bertolin in the 1870s. The first person to encourage the use of fingerprints to identify imikiligili was Sir William Herschel, who began to use thumbprints on documents in 1858. DNA fingerprinting was discovered by Englishman Sir Alec Jeffreys and first used in 1984. He was also the first to apply DNA profiling to solve a murder case.
Alright, Alright guys, njengoba sichilo inkqubo namhlanje is all about forensic science. Futhi sivakashela the South African Police Services Forensic Science Laboratory sithi find out uba enziwa kanjani manje yonke le.
It's quite amazing, I must say. Like ishanga ama units amahlanu futhi ke ngiyazi lama unit lawa ahlukahlukene, they actually carry out different investigations. Wena lapha ekhaya imaba ama investigation owaziyo. Tell us on Facebook and on Twitter and we'll see you after this. TOMz. Hi guys, TOMz sibuyile right at SABC 1, Real Life and TV at Uno. Namhlanje guys, we're talking everything forensic science as well as the different fields it covers.
And I'm DNA yabantu, they're actual forensic analysts. Aba analyzer like izinto like glass, paper, paint, you know, including electronics.
And it's not to our polygraphs, or as we know, it's the lie detector. Like it actually detects the changes in your heartbeat or your blood pressure. Go bird, go be.
I agree, Shem. There's even something called a victim identification unit, EVUI, and that's a special division that helps to reconstruct an unknown victim's face, ukuze by identify.
Hashtag Bengikon. Let's take a look. Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Nice to meet you and welcome to TOMz.
Igama ukhosi ngokomasilela ngisebenzela South African Police Services under a division forensic. Section yethu i-Victim Identification Center, but specifically sikule ebizwa SIS, which is a specialized identification services. So I'm an anthropologist by profession.
Okay. I'm an anthropologist. I'm within.
Yes, so ngidila ngamatambo, but not just ngamatambo. We're dealing with unknown human skeletal remains. So those bantu abanga identifyanga, abanga batholanga. So umsebenzi wethu is to create a biological profile in order to assist facial reconstruction.
While some forensic tests can be completed in as little as an hour, others may take months. Now, there are a large range of specialist fields in forensics, including forensic pathology, forensic toxicology, forensic anthropology, DNA analysis, forensic entomology, computational forensics, and many more. Okay, so siswami ngiyabona siphethe amathambo la, ngicela singene kuwona ungitshela ukuthi kahle kahle kwenzeka kanjani yini process eniyenzayo.
Okay. Firstly, into siyenze as ubona kune camera laphana, we take a picture of amalokhunja of we call this an exhibit bag. Yes, for whatever thing we do, it must be siyenzela a chain of custody. So sizothatha ilokhunja isithombe, which means should I be called in court. So because mabenginika amathambo bekwenzakalani, no, manginika amathambo bewase elokhunja ebhegini, so I have evidence to prove it. And then ngizothola ilokhunja, and then of course we open it, and then we're going to start laying it out.
And we are wathi mhlawumbe benabheka lamathambo nokubona ukuthi lo muntu was male or female.
We have the pelvis. Ihlala kanje. So what we look at, we look at this angle. Yabona this angle le elangaphansi. If it's wide, we would say it's female. It's most likely female. But if it's narrow, it's most likely male. Because remember, with females, they must accommodate for childbearing. Yes. And then we come back to skull.
Okay.
So it's your cranium and your mandible. So la, what we look at, your skull, your traits amaningi. When you look at in terms of your ancestry and your sex as well. So we look at supraorbital ridges, these parts. For females, it's more sharp, and then for males, it's rounded. And then for ancestry, we look at your nasal bone, yes, and then this shape of ilokhunja is spine, and then you look at the whole profile of ilokhunja, of your skull. If it's more pronounced, or what we call prognathic, it's more African. And if it's flat, which is what you call orthognathic, that is when it's more European.
Forensic science uses a range of sciences to answer questions related to legal situations. Now, in the case of forensic entomology, scientists examine insects found in and around human remains to determine the time of death, while forensic toxicology studies the effects of drugs and poisons on the human body in relation to medical and legal situations.
So wena umukhula kade vele ufuna ukusebenza ngamathambo, especially amathambo abantu.
Eqinisweni, I always wanted to do something engekho familiar around i-area ngikhulele Soweto. Though ngibuya eMnambithi, but masikhulele lokishini sifuna uba udokotela, ufuna uba unesi, ufuna uba ipilot. So all of these things were common to me, and nabazali bakho mabephusha yakho simele ube yini, and no one knew about ilokhunja forensic until ngilokhunja ngiregister evets. Where I did archaeology and social anthropology, that is, yes, as part of my majors one. So second year to archaeology, that's when they introduced this part, which now is forensic archaeology. And that is when I was like, oh, okay, I think this is what I want to do.
So basically you wanted to do something out of the ordinary, right?
Out of the ordinary, but then it was more than that after understanding what anthropology is. You know, for the fact that you're going to make a difference in someone's life. You know, these people are unknown. There's so many families langaphandle. There's missing, like, that thing of bringing closure to families. It's what drives me, or rather drives our unit to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is Sia. Yes, and I'm handing over now a case Goya for a facial reconstruction.
Right.
Yes.
I'm Captain Brees, so I'm part of the Victim Identification Center. What we do here is called craniofacial reconstruction. So that basically is to reconstruct the skull of an unknown person, basically to give it flesh again, you know, make it look realistic, give it a face, so that, you know, it can be published in the media to see if we can identify this unknown person. The first step that we need to do is to scan in the skull with a 3D scanner that we have, so that we can have a digital copy of the scan to use on the computer.
I see.
This would be an example of a skull that was scanned in. So now I can choose any area on the skull. For instance, if I move it to the side, let's say I grab the nose, and I can change that.
I see.
So that is how you do the reconstruction, is by using the sculpting software and with all the tools that are given, and you build up sculpt as you would with clay.
I see.
But it's just on computer.
Amazing what technology can do nowadays.
It is incredible how far things have come. One of the next steps that we do is you have a certain set of tissue thickness measurements that you add. So you have certain ones for females and then certain ones for males, as well as with different racial groups as well that you use. There are also other features that you need to add to make it in a human face, like we would add a neck, and as well as the ears, and the nose and the lips. All those features are determined from the shape and size of my skull.
I see.
That would be the complete reconstruction.
Yeah.
There's another phase that follows after that, where we would use some editing software like Adobe Photoshop, where I would use features of real persons from photographic images that we would use to, you know, wrap over this face to make it look more realistic, like a real person.
I see.
Wow. Hi Shem, ngiyabahlonipha abantu base SABC, but ngoku I think the respect has just leveled up again.
On another level.
Yo.
Now, we're facing Bella, we don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. Now, in Lapika, if you want to get into this amazing field, all you'll need is a Bachelor of Science degree, but it's not always necessary. On Facebook and on Twitter, so far, we are TOMz on Facebook, TOMz_SABC_1 on Twitter, and we'll see you after these.
TOMz.
Alrighty, Mzansi, welcome back to Ngapambili Wayne when it comes to science and technology. Today we're talking everything forensic science. And namhlanje silapha SABC Forensic Science Laboratories funa kabanzi usigahle ama-analysts in the VRU wana inzani.
And law unit is part of the biology unit, which actually study things like DNA and other like genetic samples that is used in a crime scene. Yabona. But those VRU people bazosibonisa how they reconstruct ubuso of an unidentified victim. Guys, mangalisa.
Oh, this is amazing. Now I want to know, like, what do you need to become what you are? Like, do you need maybe to have a background in arts? Do you need some science, technology? Like, what exactly are the requirements?
There are basically two sides to being a facial reconstruction expert. The most important aspect is that you have to be artistic. That is a talent that you need to have to do this job. Although it is on computer, the computer is not doing it for you. You physically have to do it yourself with the tools that are given in the software. So, but to have that talent is the first and foremost thing that you need to do.
Yo, Mzansi, I am super blown away. Now look, sayatshengisa amaphoyisa ethu ayawenza umsebenzi futhi umkhulu lokhu ucophelela. Who knew ukuthi i-science ne-technology futhi ne-art beyihlangene shaya nje enye into emangazayo. Now there you have it, Mzansi, sibonge kakhulu ke okwamanje lena siyibiza nge-mission accomplished. With that being said, bafethu, uSiya is out of here. Alright, now it's time to put your knowledge to the test with our TOMz quiz challenge. I hope that you guys are ready to join in on our Facebook and Twitter pages. But first, this show which team you are rooting for.
Hey, yo, what's going on, TOMz? It's Naz with you guys are so special to us. That's why namhlanje sizonivakashela and namhlanje sisezimisele high school eKwaThema Springs. Yeah, we're going to refresh and be ready to have some fun with you guys as well as explore the world of science and technology. Cool. So, lights, camera, action, guys. It's time to get ready to experience the ultimate edutainment. Cool, so now with TOMz is all about science and technology. Sifike lapha sabeka indaba yethu sabatshela ukuthi yini science and yini technology. Saphinde futhi sabashiya nencwadi bafethu that they can also read to empower the learners and keep them motivating. Ngoba niyazi ukuthi matric is the last grade in high school and after that you have to choose a career. So, Samile sayechaiba nabo and yazi ukuthi TOMz is not TOMz without dance challenge. We've learned so much fun bafethu and sabona ukuthi ubani umanqoba when it comes to the grade 12s.
Alright, but gang, as it said, touchdown KwaThema namhlanje sivakashele izimisele secondary school and we are ready to play our TOMz quiz challenge. If you guys want to join in on the fun, please do so by visiting our social media pages and the details are all on there, guys.
We tested their knowledge in the TOMz quiz challenge where Team B won the first round and moved to the second round where Ugqina Zulu took it home.
So let's get to it. Forensic science is a kind of science that A. Figures out how to make plants grow bigger and produce more food. B. Looks at evidence to solve crimes and other issues dealing with law. C. Discovers how to keep animals healthy and help them live longer. Or D. Figures out how to cure specific diseases in humans. Alright, Team B.
Answer is B.
Okay, you sure, guys? And the answer is B! Ngoku, this is the knockout round, guys. You are no longer playing as a team, ne? We're individuals, right? If you guys know the answer to this question, press that buzzer. Wait for all the options, but press that buzzer and answer correctly. If you do so, you go to the next round. If not, shine a KO. Do you understand? What is an example of evidence a forensic scientist may look at? A. I'm a fingerprint. B. I'm a footprint. C. Blood. Or D. All are correct. All right.
The answer is D.
D. Let's go on any, guys. D. Yes.
So, Hamila wayedlala speed round master bafethu asibona ukuthi we're gonna crack the puzzle or not.
Ukugcina uzodlala, I need you to move this puzzle to another spindle. Kodwa ukwazi ubeka enkulu on top of a small one. Understand? You have 2 minutes. And the clock starts now. Left, guys. I said push it.
Yes, Tina, well done. Ukina got to complete the puzzle bafethu in 1 minute 7 seconds. Name is going to be on the TOMz log, where you compete with other learners from other schools for the ultimate prize of becoming a guest presenter on Teenagers on a Mission.
I feel really great and surprised at the same time.
If forensic science is suka kude, I mean from 1248, and namhlanje ke forensic scientists have so much more technology at their disposal ukuze balwe nobugebengu. So since it's moving so fast, masike sibone bayithini in future yayo.
A lie detector technology that tracks changes in the brain with a scanner claims to be 97% accurate, and the developers hope for this technology to be widely adopted internationally. Touch DNA is a technique that will allow police to remove samples from the mere few cells of skin that are transferred to clothing and other objects after a person has touched something. A new fingerprint technology has been developed that uses the Old Spice turmeric to highlight and identify not only fingerprints but also traces of drugs, fatty acids and other molecules on the fingerprint. A new technique known as XPX, and which gives results within minutes, may soon be on its way to help detectives identify a suspect using the tiniest samples of clothing fibers found at the scene of a crime. Our researchers, supported by the National Institute of Justice, are developing a device that may soon allow investigators to identify illegal drugs using only a handheld fluorometer and a smartphone. How cool is that?
Hi guys, solving this crime with all of you was amazing namhlanje. Ndithemba ukuthi nonwabile kwinkqubo yanamhlanje because we had a blast. But please do visit our website yethu to get a little bit more information. Yabona need to detect, you know, be detectives. Go to www.sabceducation.com/TOMz.co.za.
Absolutely, and also jump onto our Facebook and Twitter pages. On Facebook we are TOMz, on Twitter at TOMz_SABC_1. With that being said, to be safe from myself and Buntu, it's goodbye. This is coming up next time on TOMz.
So Dibana Nomtu, who's giving the gift of breath to others. Sibona the incredible process, your innovation firsthand. Sifundi Gabanzi, how it can make a difference. Discover the amazing origins of our atmosphere. Sibona Bazitini scientists man your future yelilizwe. And test your knowledge with our quiz.
Ungakhohlwa ukubukela uTOMz njalo ke ngo-Thursday nango-Friday ngo-2:30 ntambama khola la ku-SABC 1 where live and TV are one.